Making of a champion. You'll think I'm being flippant, but I'm not. Yes, hard work is needed, dedication. I believe in the 3 Ds: dedication, determination, and discipline. But also I think there's this X factor called luck. And I'll go back to that 1971 tour. I didn't play the first test match. I had a whitlow on my finger even as I left India. And by the time I reached the West Indies, by the time I reached New York actually, it had become very bad. And luckily those days the flights didn't go directly. We sort of, went from Mumbai, Dubai, Rome, all kinds of, halts, and then landed in New York. And in New York, the doctors thought that I was very lucky to have come at that particular point. Because if I had carried on to West Indies another 24 hours later, because we were overnighting in New York and then flying the next day to Jamaica. If it had been delayed, then I would have probably lost my finger because it was turning gangrenous at that particular point of time. So luckily the pus had to be taken off. I believe when I went to the CMC in Vellore last week, I was told, I thought that they should have syringed it. If they had syringed it out, maybe the recovery period would have been quicker. Instead, they sliced it. They sliced it because, for whatever reason, they were the experts. But that meant that I couldn't play. I couldn't hold the bat for a while, for about 8-10 days of the tour in the West Indies. I couldn't hold the bat. As you all know, a right-hand batsman is a left-hander because the top hand dominates. So if you're a right-hand batsman, it is the top hand which dominates. This is just the guiding hand. So because it was the left hand, the middle finger of the left hand, I couldn't play for 10 days. And in the meanwhile, there was a warm-up game. We played against Jamaica, and in that game, Jayantilal, who was the opening batsman along with me on the tour, he got 100. Now Jayanti Bhai, as we call him, Jayanti Bhai was one of the finest players of the pull shot and the hook shot in Indian cricket at that stage, having been brought up on matting pitches where the ball bounces a little bit higher than on turf pitches. He used to play the hook and the pull shot exceedingly well. It was like a challenge. Every time the bowler bowled the bouncer, he would be there in a position to try and play the pull shot. And he would execute it very well. In this test match, when the West Indian fast bowler, Grayson Chillingford, bounced the ball, he went for his natural reaction, because he was so used to playing the pull shot, his natural reaction was to play the pull shot. But as he got into position, he suddenly realized that, look, the ball was coming on to him much quicker than on Indian pitches against Indian bowlers. But he sort of stayed there, he swayed out of the way, but his bat remained up in the air. And the ball glanced off the face of the bat and went to second slip where Gary Sobers was standing. And Gary Sobers, left-hander, he dived to his right and took the catch inches from the ground. Inches from the ground. It was an absolutely marvelous catch. One of those all-time classic catches. If you had to come down to, say, look, all-time classic catches, that would be one of the all-time classic catches. Diving to his right and picking. India, Dilip Sardesai scored a double hundred. He had a big partnership with Eknath Solkar. India posted, I think, something like 380 or something like that. Dismissed West Indies for not a big score, and because it was a 4-day game, the first day had been washed out. The follow-on was reduced from 200 runs to 150 runs, so India could actually enforce the follow-on. West Indies batted well. Gary Sobers got 95 and Rohan Kanai got 150 not out. They saved the match. Jayantilal didn't get a second innings. India did bat a second innings, so he did get a second innings. In the meantime, my finger got better. I played a couple of warm-up games and I got scores in those games. So I got selected in place of Jayanti in the next test. And that's where, when I was 12, I played a regulation outside, a drive, ball moved away, outside edge, straight to Gary Sobers, in, out. What is that but luck? Here he dives in the previous test, 10 days ago, he dived to his right, takes an absolutely incredible catch. To his wrong side, mind you, he was a natural left-hander. To his wrong side, dives and takes a catch, inches from the ground. And there in the next test, simple catch, he would have, he could have taken it with his eyes closed. But he dropped it. Just one of those things, it happens. We see our best of fielders, they try and grab it or maybe take it casually, whatever. The ball just bounces out. That's what happens. So I survived from 12. I was 12, got a half century, kept my place in the team. And that was the beginning for me. But that was the end for Jayantilal. Jayantilal never played another game for India again. He was in the squad that went to England after that trip to the West Indies, because we went to England 2 months later. And he was in the squad, but he never ever played for India again. He didn't slacken off at all. He worked as hard as he did before he got into the India team. He used to train, do all the physical conditioning, he used to do the practicing, everything. But it was just that fate, luck, whatever. But having said that, I've also got to say that once you get that, you've got to try and capitalize on it. Which is the reason I feel that once you've got going, once you've got to 30, 40, 50, 60, even if you've got 100, as a batsman should not be satisfied, because you never know when that bad patch can be coming. You've got to score the runs for the days when you're going to be scratching around and you try everything and things don't work for you. When you're in the middle of a bad patch, things just go completely haywire. You play a proper cricketing shot, but you played it just maybe a couple of inches above the ground and somebody takes a brilliant catch and you're gone. You get a bad decision, LBW or whatever. Things just don't work out. Otherwise, when you're playing good shots, you're getting it in the middle of the bat and going for boundaries, then the inside edges sometimes, which when you're in good form, the inside edges miss the stumps. When you're in bad form, bad patch, they go on to hit the stumps. Which is the reason, when you're doing well, I keep saying to the players, just keep carrying on. The bowlers are not doing you any favors, they're still looking to get you out, even if it's a non-regular bowler who's coming in the bowl. So you cash in, you capitalize, and that's what you need to do when the luck is going your way. The other three things that I keep talking about, the 3 Ds: dedication, discipline, and determination. And I speak from the perspective of a batsman, because that was my mindset. I'm not too sure about how bowlers thought. Both different bowlers think differently. Quick bowlers will have a different mindset than a spin bowler. But batsmen generally have the same mindset. It's just that the approach to a delivery can differ from player to player because of the height factor, because of somebody's preference to play on the front foot, somebody's preference to play on the back foot. So the legs become different for different batsmen. What is a good leg for one batsman can become a half volley for another, simply because of the balance that he brings to his cricket. But the determination factor has to be the same for everybody. If you're getting bowlers who are going past the outside edge, guys who are crunching your fingers, your ribs are being tickled by some of the short deliveries, you're being made to look like a fool with deliveries hitting you on the pads, you're searching for deliveries, playing and missing regularly. If you at that stage give up, then you're gone. But if you're determined to stick it out, determined to tire the bowler out, wait him out, wait till the ball loses its hardness, its shine, wait till the pitch, if it has got a little life, for the pitch to flatten out a bit, then you can always later on capitalize on the fact that you've spent time out in the middle, and so you know what the pitch is going to do. An old captain of mine used to say to me all the time, and of course this was I'm talking about prior to limited overs cricket, prior to T20. And he used to say to me, Sonny, give the first hour to the bowler.